just the process, showing the process, you know, everything from reframing the walls to getting the rot out, getting the mold out, putting in new materials, new cement board, and then the rake guard over top of that. So all those slideshow images are there to show you the process. If you really need to see any of it at all, what we do is we make a center line, a control line, and you can't always stay with it depending on what happens with your cuts, but for the most part we try to. And I was able to do that on each wall. I got 2 of them done. Almost done. I gotta get this one yet. It's like for this next piece, rather than me going with the center line like I just did, well, of course we're going to stagger it. And the last time I went full piece right here. So this time we'll go ahead and put a full one right here. Now we're just using Mastic. There are other muds obviously that you can use for this job. I just use Mastic. But yesterday we put this wall together, so now I need to pull out these spacers and use them. But we have these 1/16 of an inch spacers. But the next step obviously is to, when you finish the tile, then you grout it. But before I do that, I'll do down here. I'll pull these boards off that you see down here. These are also control. These are control boards. We put them on there to make sure our tiles come out level. That's why we put these boards here. When I take them off, I'll add the tiles at the bottom of the wall and we'll cut them in to fit accordingly. But we will already have the flooring tile down when I do that. So kind of cut down before 5, 6. Oh, there's a little one that didn't go in by the drain. It's alright, we'll grout it. And we put this dude in right there. Just like that. I'm going to take a trowel and just kind of, we've got the control line down here that I've been staying on. So get that, yeah, looking good. I'll take a trowel and just get an eye on that grout line you're going to have later. And so far so good. Now, the next step, you got to get a full one in there. Go ahead and you mix up your thin set from the powder. That's the best stuff. I wouldn't recommend using the pre-mix. And you can make this stuff as sticky as you want it. Now, I put in, just so you know, I put in a little bonding agent. It looks like Elmer's glue, like you grew up with in school. It's that white glue stuff. I add that to the mud. That thin set is going to stick a lot better, especially if you're doing outdoor. But in a shower, you might as well be outdoor. What we'll do is, I just thought you might want to see some of this shower going together, so talk to you later. So that you can get the details. And so far, I think the grout is mixed pretty good, so I'll leave it the way it is. Once you get your grout on the tiles, if you haven't done this before, it's really not that hard. Like I said, it's just laborious. If you haven't never done it before, if you get to the grouting stage, you're going to be very happy. So we'll just get it like that, and then take our sponge bucket, which I happen to have ready to go right here. Always have your water bucket ready to go, but this is just for demonstration purposes. I'll show you the after picture in a little bit. Go ahead and wring her out, and we're going to work that grout in a little better. So I do little round circles like so, and you kind of switch up the direction, and just work it, you know. If you got a heavy area, you're going to obviously have to get that out of there. If not, and you can always take your rubber glove and detail it a little bit like that, and then work it off the surface. Just like that. You gotta dip every time you do a swipe. And that's exactly what I did that first time. Like that. Then you'll turn your sponge like that. And that corner needs to be detailed a little bit. You can use a margin trowel to square that up. And then you'll just hit it lightly with your sponge. Like so. That is the preliminary of grouting.